Hey guys, Hector here with RGV Fishing. We just got done fishing here locally in Arasaka. Caught a few bass. You'll see those videos before this, but this here is Mr. Roland Martin, the legend himself. He's here at our local Bass Pro Shops, and we're asking a few questions. He's going to talk to you guys, maybe give you guys some tips. What you guys want to do around here, maybe some Falcon Lake tips, something like that. He needs no introduction, but I'll let him talk to you guys for a bit, and then we'll get a few questions in, and that'll wrap it up.
Well, you know, right now I think Falcon Lake is probably the best big bass lake in the country. But Lake Okeechobee, where I'm from, isn't far behind. I'm catching a lot of really nice 7, 8, 9, 10-pound bass right now. We're doing it with big, heavy flipping sticks. Now, what we're doing, I'm using a full 8-foot flipping sticks, and I'm putting a big button, a big UGG button on because I like to put it my side. And I'm using at least a 65-pound braid, sometimes 80-pound braid. And I'm taking big 1-ounce jigs like we have here. We got big 1-ounce jigs like this, and these big 1-ounce jigs. There's all kind of 1-ounce jigs. And then I'm taking big pork chunks and putting on the pork chunks on there, the big heavy-duty pork chunks on the back. And anyway, using heavy tackle. The other thing I'm doing, I'm taking crawl worms like the Gary Yamamoto, like 3- and 4-inch crawl worm. And any color will work as long as it's blue and black. No, but you know, the darker colors seem like the best things for the jigs and the crawl worms. And a lot of times on the crawl worms, particularly in the heavy brush, I'm running a good heavy-duty hook, making sure if I'm using an 80-pound line, I want to use a real strong hook.
Stout hook.
Real stout.
Heavy wire.
At least 3X, maybe 4X wire. And then I'm using the big heavy weights. Like in Florida, we're using, 3/4 and 1 ounce
punching weights.
Big tungsten weights. And but the main thing is, so many people just don't have the tackle. They fall short on a wimpy rod, too light a line, and a reel that just won't do the job. My reels are the good Bass Pro Shop carbon black reels. I'm using the big, long cranking handles, bigger handles. Power handles, crank them out. So I can throw in that bush, I can throw in that big old bunch of cattails. I can take that 8, 9, 10-pound fish and winch it right out.
I got a question for you. One of your shows, I don't know if you remember, one of your shows, I don't remember who you're fishing with. You guys hook into this big old bass, and you're bringing it up. I think you're waiting, and you're about to scoop it, and you pick that fish up, and you lose it, and you reach down. It was about a 10-pound fish, and you pick it back up, and you're about to regrip, and that fish just flops on you, and you're yelling, "Son!" I don't know if you remember. That's one of the shows I remember when I was growing up. And that was on Okeechobee.
Yeah, that was on Okeechobee. It was a big old over about 11-pound bass that I had on Lake Okeechobee. But Okeechobee's come back, and 3 years ago we had some high water.
Yeah,
and now the grass is going back again, and so the fish are really getting fat and heavy. And so it's maybe next year it's going to maybe almost catch up to the Falcon.
Falcon's on fire right now.
Falcon's on fire. Falcon's the best in the country. But Okeechobee's doing real well.
Yeah, we hear a lot about Okeechobee on Falcon Lake. This year on Falcon Lake, I'd say within the last 3 months we've had about 3 or 4 sharelockers come through, and those are some 13+ fish, and those are some nice fish. But Falcon is up there, and Okeechobee's coming up too, and that's awesome that we get this in the United States of all these awesome bass fisheries and all these people that are into the conservation and into picking up their local bass fisheries and catch and release and all that, how important that is.
One thing that I've noticed is that almost all the fishermen today, for the most part, release the bass.
Yes, that's very important.
Like in all the tournaments that are going on right now, we are so cognizant trying to keep the fish alive. We're using good salt solutions and good methylene blue and all sorts of different things to help.
Oxygen saturated live wells.
We have not only fresh water from the outside, but we have aeration going into the air, going into that water, and so we're basically releasing to be caught again another day better than 98% of bass fish.
And once you hook a fish, it becomes a smarter fish. It's a lot funner to fish after that. Now, Sometimes we'll fish saltwater. If you got a few words for our saltwater anglers that watch our show or Laguna Madre.
You know, I do a lot of red fishing, and I fish Laguna Madre a lot, Corpus Christi and all, and I've done well on some tournaments. One of the setup that I like for redfish so well is I like the size 40 spinner reel.
Okay, 4,000.
And you can get some 15-pound braid. That's thin. 15-pound braid has a diameter of 4 pounds.
Yes.
And with 15-pound braid, with big guides on the reel, and use a, so I like a 7-foot rod, big guide.
Medium light.
I can take a Johnson spinner. Well, that's just an example.
Yeah.
I take other lures. But I can take a Johnson spinner and throw it 150 feet. So that's important in that clear, shallow water to get the wrong cat. And it's important to have braid to be able to set the hook. So
you don't want that stretch 150
get
yards
monofilament.
out. Yes.
Monofilamen's out of the question for redfish. If you want a monofilament leader, that's another thing. You can take a good uni knot, tie a nice fluorocarbon leader, and you're right there and ready to go.
And you don't want that monofilament stretching when you're 150 feet out and you're trying to hook it to that redfish mouth. Yes, sir. Thank you. Roland Martin.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you.